What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. If you ever needed a reason to like the video, the only reason that you need today is that football is back. That's the only reason you need to like and to subscribe. We are here. Helmets were put on, pads were put on, we're busting uglies. Coach Prime was firing up the group. It was great stuff. We're going to talk all about it. Running back room depth. We're going to talk about how intense practice was. And the Coach Prime wouldn't hold any punches day one. Kind of let a few people know, like, hey, what are we doing? We're lacking. Let's lock it in. I love it. It's football season, boys. Let's roll, baby. Yes, sir. Good evening. Good to see you. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. We are so close to 10,000 subs, and I mean a lot if we get there before the season starts. So, yeah, smash that dang thing. Look, let's talk about it. First order of business. Of course, spring practice was today. Or, excuse me, fall practice. I'm already messing up here. Getting rough, getting rowdy. You love to see it. You love to see the energy, the excitement. Coach Prime in earlier the video talked about like how he used to be so excited for these. He have his jersey laid out like the first day of school, and as he was saying it, you get that feeling of like I remember that, and that's how you should be, right? Going into this practice, how could you not want to be here? How could you be late? Meaning some people were probably late already. They was like, how could you be late? You should have slept in the meeting room, waiting for us to be here. Like that's where your head should be. This is it. This is where you need to be, all in, diving in, rocking and rolling. Let's get it. Let's go. Look, this team has been talked about a ton in this offseason, and with these clips that are going to be flying out in the next 4 weeks here, I can only imagine that's going to amplify to a whole nother level leading up to that first game against North Dakota State. It's going to be fun. But let's play the clip from running back coach Gary Harrell where he talks about the room and the depth and what he's excited for. Again, the running back room last year, Dylan Edwards, fantastic talent. Sad to see him go, but didn't really get much off the ground going. Seems like there's a lot of depth there now, a lot of quality as well. Could really help Shadeur and the guys get it going. Of course, a revamped offensive line. You would have liked to see that running back room improve as well. But here's what he had to say and his thoughts about the running back room.
From Charlie, who's a walk-on, who's going to have opportunity to show what he can do. From the two transfer, Dallin, Hayden, and Isaiah, they add some different things to the room. When you got a young guy like Micah, even though was here in the spring, but he's still fresh out of high school, did some good things in the spring, and then Brandon Hood, who just came out of high school. So with those guys, I feel good. We can plug those guys in. They know their assignments. And one thing about it, like you said, the room is great chemistry. It's a start to separate yourself.
So what's fantastic is, again, the transfers that came into it provide a senior experience that they didn't have in Hayden. Dylan Hayden from Ohio State had a great year, 1 year at Ohio State. And then, of course, Micah Welch is kind of that Dylan Edwards-esque type young running back freshman, kind of provide some spark to the offense when needed. And then obviously Charlie O. So there's a lot of bit of kind of 1-2 punches, an opportunity for a running back committee approach to it. So you've got a lot of tools in your bag that you didn't have last year for this running back room. And look, the running back room is definitely at the highlight of this Colorado Buffs team. Right? I think there's so much talent elsewhere that it definitely gets overlooked, but it's an important asset to the game that definitely could use a revamp from what it was last year to allow the rest of those talented positions, wide receiver, cornerback room, to really elevate and be what we believe they can be. There was a fantastic clip of Shadeur throwing one earlier today. And again, there's so many good clips. Watch Well Off Media if you want to get a kind of a better glimpse of the practice that did happen today. And of course, we'll have more tomorrow. But let's play this other clip now from the governor where he talked about the energy from camp. Obviously, we'll hear about it from reporters. You'll hear about it from other players as well. But I mean, the way that he just describes the excitement that these guys have day one, you got to love it.
Where you guys were last year?
I was waiting for that question because, they better get the sewing machine down in the locker room ready to sew on the L's and D's because, the guys out there, people were chomping at the bit. I mean, we're only in spiders today. These aren't even real pads, and it looked like a practice, 3-4 weeks into season. I mean, guys were going at it. I mean, our new guys, like BJ, they're really showing off who they are. But then our older guys too are, showing that we've got a really good foundation that we're able to build off of. So that's been really fun to watch, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I mean, we still got 30 days left of camp, and it's only going to go up from here. So.
Of course, he's talking about the L for leaders and the D for dogs, right? Just got that dog mentality. I love it. But look, here's what what's interesting about year two, and of course, everyone's of course it's gonna be hyped up. But like he said, you got the old guys that are established. They're bringing the culture, the energy. They know what's expected, and of course they clean things up. They got rid of some guys, brought some new guys in. These guys, I'm obviously the intention of bringing these guys in was to carry on that energy and obviously elevate it to another level. The guys that were there that left or were dismissed weren't bringing it. So ideally, you have this perfect combination of guys that were there that are already doing what was needed, and now you're bringing in a group of guys that are trying to match that, but also elevate it as well. And you hear that with BJ Green coming in from the defensive side of things. Hearing his name has to excite you because we know the defensive line definitely could use some more oomph behind it as well. So you love hearing that back and forth. You love hearing that guys are fighting for, I want to be him, right? I want to be the guy that takes his team to the next level, and you want that. So again, that whole idea of iron sharpens iron, one stepping on top of each other. So love hearing just the energy. And again, it is only day one. It is only day one. Now, we're about to play a clip here from Coach Brown where he kind of gets into a few guys about the lackluster, guys being out of shape. You would expect that, I guess. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't, because here's why, right? You got come from April, you got spring ball, summer, they get a vacation, but they should be working out. They should have their own accountability team, right? That they're staying on top of things and being able to roll right into this fall camp in pretty good shape. I would almost condone, I guess, guys being out of shape going into that early spring camp before the spring game, because you've got a couple months off, holidays, things like that, more so than this camp, right? This camp is, you kind of have like a weird middle camp that you're with strength and conditioning, right? And you have to have your own self-accountability as well. You get 2 weeks off, but you shouldn't be that far behind. But here's what Coach Prime had to say about that.
It was good, guys. I don't know how we out of shape. How some of us out of shape? This was a condensed practice. Tomorrow's gonna be longer. So those guys that think they Tarzan and you're out of shape, and you see who you are. Now you're decreasing yourself to be a role player. We can't leave you out there more than 3 plays, can we? Because we're not getting the best of you. So now you're a role player. So understand, we gotta find the best part of you to put out there on the field, so it can help us and it help you in the long run. Because you're showing us you can't play. You can't play a series. You can't do that. And we're not gonna jeopardize the whole defense or offense because you're not in shape. But I think it was a great effort overall. We got to come back and let's go get it tomorrow. Yes, we're going to watch film. We're going to clean it up. Coach, is what I want. I want your 3 worst plays offensively, and I want your 3 best plays offensively. And the same thing defensively. And I want you to point the guys out that made those guys bad plays and point the guys out that made those guys plays good plays.
Gonna wonder who it was. Gonna wonder if it was a handful of guys, couple of guys you expect to be in the right position. Could be just maybe 2 or 3, but you're going to just kind of blanket statement and make everyone kind of second guess. I was like, was I lacking off a little bit? You think about it, you've got 4 weeks until it's game time. That's not much time. These guys shouldn't be that far off. Maybe it was just a lackluster. Maybe it was a long weekend, kind of carrying over into Monday, hopefully. Again, I don't think it's too serious to worry about, but I love everyone, got the coaches before that were kind of complimenting the practice, things like that, which you should. It was a condensed practice, first one. Going to be probably a little bit slow in your step. Coach Brown's like, what are we doing? What's up? I love it. Also, too, Shadeur Sanders was nominated as the Maxwell Award watch list. That is the award that is given to the best player in college football. So really cool to see they kind of gave out that list throughout college football. So again, a lot of hype behind Shadeur going into the season as well. I put him on my top list for Heisman. I really do. I know some people kind of that list died down a little bit. I think he had more hype going into last season for the Heisman watch than he does this year. I like the talent that's surrounding him and wide receiver. I think the offensive line is going to have an increase from what it was last year. Look, it doesn't need much. It needs a lot, but just a touch, which could do some massive favors for Shadeur Sanders in the Colorado bus. But we're going to be having a lot of shows pumping out over the next couple of days, of course, with all the camp that's happening currently and all the clips and film that'll be coming from that. So be sure, again, to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are enjoying this type of content. Always good to see you. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.